Good stewards know you can't tell a book by its cover. So they don't judge until the end of the book. In our very familiar parable today of the weeds and the wheat, farmer goes out, tosses out wheat seed. An enemy comes at night, tosses out weed seed. Now here's the deal. If you went back to the original Greek, you'd learn that the seeds that he tossed out were poisonous. They could cause blindness. They could even kill you. And there was something insidious about those seeds, because when the weed seeds grew up and the wheat grew up, only experts could tell them apart. They looked almost identical until they were fully grown, and then you could tell the difference. So, the farmer's workers say, look, we're sophisticated enough, we can tell there are weeds out there. You want us to pull them up? And the farmer says, no, don't pull them up, because if you pull them up, you might make lots of mistakes. You might pull up a lot of wheat as well. Let's wait until the harvest time, and then we'll be able to tell them apart, and we'll burn the weeds, we'll keep the wheat. And of course, as the parable says, the weeds and the wheat, they're us. And the whole point of the story is God is telling us, don't judge, because you don't have the capacity. None of us can tell whether a person has sinned, because sin is always inside. It's in the intention, it's in the heart, and only God can see into our heart. So we can say, that person did something bad, but we're judging the action. We can't say that we're sinful, because again, that's intention, and we can't see what the intention is. So God says, don't do that. Let God judge, and He'll wait until the end of time. And He's going to do that because He wants to give us every possible opportunity to change and grow. To go from being bad to good, even if it's the last second of our lives. To go from being good to better, from better to better yet. Parables are, on the surface, very simple little stories, but they contain great moral messages. They have impact. Children's stories frequently have the same. Very simple stories, but they tell a powerful message. So I'm going to briefly tell 3 children's stories tonight and show how they compare with the weeds and the wheat story. The first is the movie Toy Story 3. In Toy Story 3, Andy has grown up, he's going off to college, and all of his prized toys from his childhood, Buzz Lightyear, all of the other toys that he valued, wind up out on the street to be thrown away. They're not thrown away, but toys wind up in a daycare center, and the toys are in great turmoil because the kids treat them terribly. And they want to escape. They want to get back to Andy. They are listening to a teddy bear that looks like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. Lotso. But it turns out, Lotso, they judge a book by its cover. Lotso is not a good teddy bear. Lotso is mean. And Lotso is causing all of their troubles because he's the one who's putting the kids up to making their lives miserable. Well, eventually, the toys are reunited with Andy. But, of course, the moral of Toy Story 3 is you can't tell a book by its cover. And if you can't tell a book by its cover, don't judge. You got to wait until the end. You got to wait till you get all the way to the end of the story before you can find out really what's going on. Okay, Shrek. I think everybody loves Shrek. Shrek is an ogre. Got to tell it, Shrek is not the most handsome thing in the world. Shrek is kind of ugly. And he's crude. He's always belching. Got no manners at all. He's uncouth. He lives in a swamp. He takes mud baths. Well, the evil Lord Farquaad steals Shrek's swamp. But he tells him, look, if you want your swamp back, you've got to deliver to me a beautiful princess, Fiona. And Shrek knows that's not a good thing to do, but he wants his swamp back, so he sets out to kidnap Fiona and bring her to Lord Farquaad. He gets a hold of Fiona, and all of a sudden, he can't stand her. She's pretty, she's very polite, very couth. He's still totally uncouth and totally not handsome. But they get to know each other, and Shrek begins to fall in love with the inside of Fiona. And Fiona begins to realize Shrek, he is just the opposite of Lotso. He is just a little teddy bear, even though he's a huge ogre. And they fall in love. And there's even an unexpected change, an unexpected surprise, because it's revealed that Fiona, you can't tell a book by its cover, Fiona isn't a beautiful princess. She's under a spell. She's actually an ogre herself. But she gets to stay the beautiful princess as long as she wants if she does the right thing every day. Well, she decides that, no, she would rather be herself. She would rather be an ogre. So she changes from being the beautiful princess into a lady ogre. Once again, the moral of that child's movie is you can't tell a book by its cover, and change can happen in all of our lives. We can all become better. And if we do, wonderful things will happen to us, because at the end of our lives, we'll get to heaven. Movie number 3, Beauty and the Beast. Father Mike is proud because his daughter is in musical theater, and Heidi toured one year with Beauty and the Beast across America. So I saw not only the movie, but I saw the play several times. In Beauty and the Beast, Prince Adam is an evil prince, does all kinds of bad things. And a mysterious enchantress, she curses Adam for his badness, turns him into a beast. And she tells him, look, you can become a handsome young Prince Adam again, but only if you learn how to love and someone loves you back. Well, Prince Adam kidnaps Belle's dad. Belle's a good young woman, and she tells the beast, look, let's swap. Let my dad go. You can have me as your slave. The beast says, sure. And the two of them begin to recognize that You can't tell a book by its cover. He's a beast. But as a result of Belle's presence in his life and her goodness, he begins to change on the inside. He begins doing kind and caring things. And lo and behold, Belle falls in love with the beast. And of course, the beast falls in love with Belle. So, the curse is lifted, and he becomes Prince Adam again, but this time a very good Prince Adam. And the two of them live happily ever after. All three of those children's stories, all three of those movies are simple parables. Parables that tell us the same thing that the weeds and the wheat tell us. That we, as human beings, don't have the capacity to judge until the end. If we judged early on any one of those stories, we'd have judged incorrectly. And that's what Jesus tells us. Don't do that. You can't tell what sin is. You can tell what bad actions are, but again, sin is in the intention, so we can't see the intention. We can't do that. And God gives us a great gift. I'll repeat it again. God won't judge us. During our lives, He judges us only at the very end of our lives, because He wants to give us every possible opportunity. If we're bad, to become good. If we're good, to become better. If we're better, to become better yet. My sisters and brothers, we are all called to be good stewards. And good stewards don't judge a book by its cover, because they realize we can't judge the story until the end of the story. And because we can't see intentions, we allow God at the end to do that judging.